welcome to another episode of Turtle Talk. This episode will be over Season 1, Episode 4, Meet Casey Jones. The episode starts with Raph and Mikey sparring, and this quickly turns into something very scary. Mikey kicks Raph's shell.
Winner and still champion, Michelangelo!
And Raph just takes it too seriously, he takes it too far, and he tries to hit Mikey with the pipe.
No, you.
Thankfully, Leo stops him.
Raphael, have you lost your mind?
And it's just a mess after that. Splinter gives him a little talk, and by a little talk I just mean Splinter says something and Raph decides that he needs to run off and get some air.
Rage is a monster that will destroy you from within. Raphael, a true warrior, finds balance in all things.
I gotta get some air.
This is all within the first 4 minutes of the episode, including the intro and the theme song. That's like a really intense start, okay? And after Raph goes up to the roof and does his little dramatic thing,
What is wrong with me?
we get to meet Casey Jones for the first time.
And they will. They'll all pay, 'cause Casey Jones is on the job.
And when we meet Jones, we also get a little bit of his history with Hun, because obviously that huge mass of a child is Hun.
Purple bragging scum.
I don't know who else it could be. He's so huge. How did he even fit through the door? And then, fairly quickly, you have Casey Jones and Raph meet. And it's actually kind of funny, but there's still the whole serious issue with the anger and the self-control. But they meet because they're trying to help this lady who decided that even though there was this weird guy just standing outside of an alley, she should still go down that alley. So Raph thinks, oh, this ought to be good, right? But then Casey kind of becomes murderous. And Raph is like, I don't think I want to watch anyone die today. So he and Casey get into a little scuffle, into a little disagreement.
Oh man, they're getting away! Stay out of my business, freak!
And Raph's just trying to calm this guy down, but it's not working. And then you have that moment where, for me, it just breaks my heart.
Sorry about all this. Here's your purse, ma'am.
Keep away from me, you lizard thing! Keep away!
Poor Raph. He helped save you and he gave you back your purse. And all you have to say is, get away from me, you freak. He was not being at all aggressive towards you. He was handing you your purse. He was handing you your purse. And you snatch it from him and then run away and call him a freak. Okay. Sure. I mean, even in a stressful situation, I probably just would have been like, thanks, and then I would have run away. I wouldn't have gone so far as to call someone a freak, but you know what? Whatever. Anyway, Raph follows Casey, who is following these purple dragons, trying to hospitalize them, at least. And he's just trying his hardest.
Fine, all you want to do is fight? Let's fight!
Meanwhile, they cut back to the guys in the lair. Things are not as intense, which is kind of a nice break. And you see that Dawn is still trying to make adjustments, but they're all kind of getting the hang of it together. Leo's training with Splinter. Mikey's bugging Dawn. Dawn actually reminds me of my mother at some point.
We should be tricking out the armored car.
By we, you mean me. And I don't have the time. There's too much to do around here. Besides, where would we keep the thing?
I do want to say though, because at the end of the episode, this comes up, Leo's training. He's practicing his split kick.
Leonardo, leaping split kick.
After Don basically tells Mikey to go away, Mikey's hanging up this little sign and he discovers an elevator.
Guys, looky what I found.
And they're up in this garage, and one of my favorite moments in the entire episode happens.
Great space, but it needs something. I know! A souped-up battle shell will be perfect right here. No, right here is the perfect spot to keep a souped-up battle shell. No, here.
I think he's trying to tell you something, Donnie.
They're all adorable. And then you cut back to Raph and Casey. Raph's trying so hard to do the right thing, but he's failing. And then they have a date for Friday.
You want a rematch? Check me out Friday night, Central Park.
When Raph comes back, he apologizes to Mikey. It's a super sweet moment. But then they try to sneak out to go find this Jones guy, but Splitter stops them. But it's not the kind of stop that you would expect him to do. You know, he's always like, can't go to the surface. Can't go to the surface. I told you can't go to the surface. How many times have I told you you can't go to the surface?
This month?
512, actually.
But then Splitter says...
Take the truck.
So Mikey gets his wish, and there's a little montage. I have no idea how many days that took. Or even maybe how many hours. For all I know, Raph met Casey on Thursday, and he was like, tomorrow night. I don't know, that seems pretty illogical. But they make the battle shell. Kind of important for future episodes, just saying. Then they go meet Casey in the park. Raph's got a shell cycle. You get more of Casey's backstory.
When I was a kid, some young punks were shaking my dad down for protection money. They were purple dragons.
They have to fight the purple dragons.
Well, isn't this romantic?
And Leo gets his split kick right.
Guys, check it out! I got my split kick right!
So I personally feel when rewatching this that this was definitely kind of like an after school special. Like, you can't be this angry, you can't go out for revenge, and this is why. Because purple dragons will come out to kill you.
I'm starting to see what you're all about.
Oh, you mean about balance, self-control.
But there was, to be fair, there was actually a lot of information packed into this episode, you know. You had Casey Jones and his backstory. You had Casey meeting the turtles and befriending Raph, basically.
Nah, I mean that you're a green mutant freak. But I like ya.
You have the battle shell now, which is, like I said, very important for future episodes. Without the battle shell, they would kind of be screwed. They established Raph and Casey's anger issues and had them try to learn from them. Though if you have anger issues, you know that it doesn't just end with you realizing that you have them. You can't just be like, oh, I have anger issues. Oh, I should probably try not to kill people. You're still going to get angry sometimes, and it's part of the process. So Raph is aware of this, and Casey is aware of this, but you'll still see them be pretty violent in future episodes, just as they try to work through their issues, you know? You have the elevator come up, and the crystals, and if you've seen this before, you know what this is going towards.
Hey, I found a bunch of these crystals while I was cleaning up the lair. They were all broken, though.
And I just find it interesting rewatching it how early they started this. It's the 4th episode of the 1st season. Obviously they knew what they were doing. And then of course Leo gets his split kick. I personally feel like they handled all the information they were trying to pack in this episode pretty well. It didn't seem too convoluted, even though there was a lot of information. It wasn't like you had to struggle to keep up. And rewatching this and just talking about it, and it's fairly obvious that the first episodes leading up to this were just establishing the characters and the basic plot. And then you have the major plot, which we'll get introduced to in episodes 6 and 7. I really loved rewatching this episode. I love rewatching all of these episodes. It's just a lot of fun for me. I don't usually have a lot of time to watch them and then make the videos. But if you want to keep up to date, you can follow me on Twitter or Tumblr. And I hope you guys really enjoy these episodes because videos, are they episodes? I hope you enjoy them, whatever they're called, because I really enjoy making them. And if there's anything that you want me to talk about in the next episode, which is the introduction of Nano, please let me know. You can tweet me, you can message me on Tumblr, you can leave a comment, you can do whatever you want to get that across, as long as it doesn't include stalking me. So yeah, that was Meet Casey Jones, and I hope that you enjoyed. Bye.
Adios, loser!